Okay, yeah. Oh,
Right then, hello everyone, and welcome back to the MMS Le Mans series. We're here for round 4 of the Season 3 Championship here at the Adelaide Street Circuit for the 300 kilometers of Adelaide. We are finally back with LMS, and let me tell you, it is absolutely fantastic to be here for the Premier Endurance Series of MMS. In the commentary booth today, it is me, and joining me alongside me for this very special event, it is Henry. Good afternoon to you.
hello, how are you today?
Yeah, doing very, very well. How are your feelings out of the race?
I'm a bit tired, but like we're vibing, I suppose.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be 43 laps around the 1988 layout of the Adelaide circuit. Hopefully, we should have a very, very good race ahead of us, judging by how things have gone previously at this track. It's always been a staple in MMS history. But not a lot of time to talk about the circuit. Let's go down to the starting grid then. Before lights out here at the 300 kilometers of Adelaide. We've got all the cars lined up on the grid, ready to go. And on pole position, it is Nick Tander taking his second pole of the season. That is Scuderia Cameron Glickenhaus' third pole of the season, and accompanying him on the front row, it will be Halil Shahin Kronstadt making his endurance debut, replacing Anton Suvorov, who's done very, very good for himself and accompanying. And then in third place, it would be Joseph Murray for Porsche Penske Racing, a team that has struggled quite a lot. Murray doing very, very well there in third position. Morten O'Connor will take fourth, with Darius Petrauskas the third. SCG car. SCG doing very, very well for themselves as they will line up in all in the top 5. Matthew Wattenberg, the race winner last time, will be P6, and Sofia Antidinova will take 7th from Rebellion Racing, with Pedro Verdecchia in 8th for BMW Crown Racing. Rob Seco Bulba for Turismo Autosport will take P9, with Zarmi Mimran rounding out the top 10 in his Ferrari. The Vanguard Team Patterson car of Alessandro Caruso will be 11th. That will be a one-car. That will be the one car to watch out, obviously, for, especially with Vanguard's upgrades. As Patrizia Andriana di San Marino will take 12th position from Walter with Aston Martin Racing. And Sierra Knox, quite far down in 13th, will be starting there. Cromwell Cuestas is 14th, with Timon de Jong, current championship leader, in P15. Then it is Manga Horigome all the way down in P16, with Tobias Reaper in 17th and Dick Speed in 18th. Then on LMP2 pole is Giuseppe Radiator for Delta Competizione, making their debut in LMS. Looking very, very good for them. As behind is the LMP1 of Kerai Kyoto in the Zai Grand Prix, followed by Alex Luan in the Scuderia Ferrari, and then Ulken Doptar will start last in the other Zai. Not a good day for the Polish outfit. As we go on to the LMP2's Ward International Competition's main driver, Daniel Ward, in the number 900 will start a P2, with Steiner Metzkal P3 in class. Trumelo and Tungwana, the other Delta Competizione, will be in 4th, with Turben Toft in P5. Then it will be Mono Nguena P6, and Davido Ragano for Algarve Pro Racing in P7. The two Caio Bettis racing cars of Ratko Bettis in 8th and Miran FG P9 in class, followed by Alois Braunau in 10th, and it's Hussein Chetinkaya in 11th, with Tito Garcia Moreira for Featherfin Films Team Patterson rounding out the LMP2 grid. Then on GTE pole, it will be Harry Herhold for Filipovsky Motorsport, followed by Nico Ronkas of Kurdistan Racing Team. So quite a standard top 2 for GTE, and it is Rodney Rakus in 3rd for Scuderia Vincenzo Ferrari, and it will be Marie Müller. The other KRT car will be in 4th, with Kyle Wilhelm in P5, and then in P6 will be the Prototype Technology Group Pearson team, as Giuseppe Stella makes his racing return, starting P6 for the brand new Pearson GTE outfit. Ari Soilu will be P7 with Zdenek Svoboda, the other Pearson car, in 8th. Then it's Samuel Ace for Zy Grand Prix GTE, and rounding up the top 10 in GTE, it will be Schuel Michaelmacher for Super Speed Motorsport. Behind him is his teammate Van Damme, and then it will be Rikke Wernersen in the Scuderia Moreira. Not a good day for the Portuguese outfit, as Del Pene will take 13th with Pedro Della Lama, the other Moreira car, in 14th. Emil von Nordkrans will take P15, as His Majesty Aruf bin Salman will take 16th. And the final 2 cars running at the grid will be Axel von Nordkrans and Inigo Montoya, who will make his debut. So then, as we're just about to round the final corner, and the lights are now green for the 300 kilometers of Adelaide, Tander getting a very, very good as the checkered flag falls. Shahin leads them to the first couple corners, is second, and then O'Connor, who will take third away from Joseph Murray, as everyone gets off the line. The car's blitzing past the first couple of corners. Tander leads comfortably then, as we head through the opening lap. Matthew Wattenberg and Petrauskas battling there for the top 3, trying to find the gap onto Joseph Murray as we head down the back straight now. And you can see here the Ferrari on board with him. He's going to go to the inside line of Joseph Murray, as that's Tito Garcia Moreira, and he's already out on lap 1. What has happened to the LMP2 Patterson car? Oh dear, that's a failure immediately on, that is, I have to say, one of the worst timings I probably have seen in endurance. But Tito Garcia Moreira, just as the checker flag goes, his car immediately just fails on him, and that has put the team out in contention with not even a corner to go. I think you have to say, Henry, that is that is not very well for Patterson, especially considering.
Especially considering it's like one of the best teams in LMS. I feel like one of these things to happen to them is certainly not the best situation, if I want to be honest.
And you look at this as well, Ankudinova. I think there was a bit of a ruckus up ahead, but Ankudinova spun the car and just re-entered straight into Alessandro Caruso, the LMP1 Patterson car. So really not
the greatest thing for Patterson, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, indeed, it is an absolutely abysmal start for Patterson. But immediately a penalty has been awarded. 10 seconds to the Rebellion Racing of Sofia Ankudinova for the unsafe rejoin, as we're going to go back to the action.
I mean, we have to consider that this is also like a very tight street circuit. So I feel like more of these regions will probably happen. Like
indeed, yeah, we've seen many of them at Adelaide. There's a lot of tight corners at this track, and the walls are so narrow. It's one of the narrowest tracks, so a lot of guys will be. And that's Steiner Metzger. Oh dear! Oh my goodness! What on earth has happened here? And that's Metzger going straight into the back of the.
I guess he just misjudged the speed on screen.
And then absolute chaos at the back. What on earth? That is Knox. And that's Di San Marino going over the top. What has happened here? So Caruso spun. And Cuestas is there, and just everything just breaks into chaos there on the straight. Knox is up on 2 wheels at one point. Metzgal is out of it, so is Cuestas. Di San Marino with damage. I mean, there's not really. I don't know if you can point fingers on anyone. Knox is in the wall there. I think that's going to be the end of her race.
I suppose Metzgal just didn't expect Knox to be so slow, so like. I suppose it's just a racing incident after all.
When there's more has happened on the first lap. It's really chaotic. This is Axel von Nordkrans. Oh dear, and that is
Yep.
Fondo Nguena, who's reversed straight into him.
Now that has to be a penalty.
Yeah, most likely a penalty, but Nguena most likely just wanted to get back on track as soon as possible. Either way, that is gonna put the Ninas Porsche Racing Team car out of it, and immediately a 10-second time penalty has also been awarded to Fondo Nguena. As we're looking at the GTE class, a bit of hard racing going on. This is one of these super speed motorsport cars. That's Michael Macher pushing Al Hamad, trailing him heading into the chicane as everyone piles into pit lane on lap 1. As we're now on lap 2, there's Giuseppe Radiantor fighting Cromwell Cuestas in the LMP1 for P14 overall, as Cuestas does get past the LMP2. Radiantor is gonna fend off Ulken Doptar in the Zai as well there. So yeah, LMP1 and LMP2 leads remain unchanged, as there's Murray to the inside line of, I think that is O'Connor, as that's Verdecchia on the wall. And it's really not going well for BMW Crown Racing.
That's the second car that they have that has got into the wall. I mean, if we can't question one, that is.
Yeah. Cuestas had his off, and now what's happened to Verdecchia?
Oh.
And he just goes, oh my goodness, he just goes straight on. I think that's got to be a brake failure of some sort, but that is incredibly scary.
I guess he just locked up or something.
Yeah, I don't know, but you see that he was going at over 100 kph straight into the tire barrier. That would have absorbed some of the impact. So he's a bit lucky, but still, that is very, very scary to see. That's almost one of the worst places on the track that you can have that sort of failure or mistake on. As we're riding on board with Dick Speed, the number 1 Porsche Penske car, who doing quite well for himself at the moment. As there is a yellow, Caruso is out. Michael Macher with damage as well. Let's see what's happened to Schuan Michael Macher. And oh dear, a bit of pit lane chaos. Luan seems to have completely misjudged it, heading into the pits, and he's hit Michael Macher.
The race so far has been chaos.
It's been a bit chaotic, but
Michael Macher has gone out of the pits without repairing the damage. I think that's interesting. Interesting strategy, honestly.
Yeah, it is quite interesting. As oh there, and that's a crash, and Braunau, I think, was just hit by Hussein Chetinkaya heading into the final corner, and Di San Marino is stuck. And Di San Marino, who was already without a front and rear splitter,
I think
trying to head into the pit lane,
and he just lost it.
Yeah, and oh, that's what happened, because so Di San Marino lost it heading into the pit lane and just collected the Rebellion LMP2 car of Alois Braunau.
It's quite the chaotic start to the race.
Indeed, I do think it'll calm down though. Right now, I think there's just a
lot. I mean, there are just a lot of cars, and it's just obviously it's gonna be chaos. But I feel like it will eventually like calm down.
Yeah, exactly. It will eventually calm down as the GT cars pass the stricken Aston Martin on board Giuseppe Stella. Fighting Kyle Wilhelm, I have to say. He's kept it clean on his racing.
But it's so far, it's been a good debut for the prototype.
Oh, I'm gonna have to interrupt you as he's gonna go to the inside line of Kyle Wilhelm there. He gets a very, very nice move done on the Brit in the Saline.
Indeed. I mean, we know that BMW has space, and with like a driver like Stella in the seat of that car, I think a lot can be done.
Oh wait, that's Shahin in the pit lane. What has happened to the man who was running P2, and this is a fight for the lead?
Just straight on to Nick.
Yeah, he misjudges it into the braking zone, and Halil Shahin, we know he's a driver of high caliber, but I guess it just comes down to a lack of experience. We're seeing Imran and Petrauskas fight it out. Petrauskas getting the slide, but it is gonna be Imran who does defend the position from the Lithuanian as we're looking at the battle for P2 overall between Wattenberg, O'Connor and Murray.
It just surprises me that the Porsche is doing so well so far. I kind of expected the job done in the start, but it's actually doing quite a nice start of the race.
Yeah, it's remained quite calm in the lead, apart from
And
that
it's going outside of corner even, like Joseph Murray just straight up carries that team, honestly.
Yeah. And speaking of, he's gonna go to the inside line of Morten O'Connor, and he gets a very from P3 up to P2, so he's done very well there. And yeah. Oh, there! And that is Entung Wada in the wall. That's the other Delta Competizione car. And he's completely misjudged it. Massive mistake from the man from Botswana. Just straight into the tire barrier. And that's a big shame for Entung Wada.
It's like Adelaide. It's a very tricky track. If you just misjudge the braking point by like 50 meters, you probably end up in a wall. So like, you really have to time your braking perfectly to not have a crash like this.
Yes, indeed. It is a bit tricky to do, as we're looking at Dick Speed is going to go to the inside line of Giuseppe Radiantor. And Speed in the LMP1 should be able to get past, but no, actually Radiantor in the LMP2 does defend. And yeah, he's doing very, very well for himself at the moment. Here's Reaper getting past Kerai Kyoto. Wilken Dotter is going to try to get past his Palawan teammate as well, who's filling in for the stand-in. As Speed and Radiantor will once again come to blows heading into turn 1. See what's going to happen there, as we're looking at Halil Shahin, who I believe has damaged once again. And this is really not the LMS debut that Halil Shahin is hoping for. So this is behind Nico Zonkas in the GTE, and into the braking zone. He just misjudges it. And I think Shahin has just learned one of the most important principles about multi-class endurance racing in the hard way. As we're going to see what happens with Alois Brown now, and it was the exact same thing. And obviously one of the most important things about endurance racing, especially when you got slower cars on track, is that you have to have a bit of understanding between the car ahead that's slower and the car behind that's faster. Obviously you can't just overtake willy-nilly if you see lightest opportunities. You still need to overtake when it is safe to do so. And Shahin, I guess, considering he is new to this, maybe wasn't too aware of it. As we are looking at Nick Tander, and that's the race leader, and I do believe has the same thing happen to him, and it has. And it goes to show that rule does not only apply for rookies, but it does apply for experienced drivers, as Nick Tander has damage now, and that's going to send him into the pit lane, and that is going to promote Joseph Murray if things do go right for him, and he does clear all this traffic. He is going to go into the race lead for Porsche Penske Motorsport, which is absolutely fantastic to see, that Porsche Penske will finally have their moment in the sun. It's a tiny bit considering how dreadful their season has been. As we're on board with the Rebellion. Murray, though, getting a bit of traffic. So does Ankudinova in the Rebellion, who is now fighting for the race lead. And I think that's Daniel Ward, who, in a very, very big way, I don't know what happened there, but I saw a bit of bodywork flying off, and I think barrier. Yeah, there's Ward. And what has happened to him? It's a very big shame. Ward International Competition. Oh, and he went over the curb, and that unsettled the car. It's a rearwards impact. And he tried to get it reversed. And oh dear, and he tried to get it back on track in the best way possible. And just drove into the wall, and that sent one of the Arabia racing cars straight into him. So yeah, not very well from Daniel Ward, and Wick won't be too happy about that. as Radiantor still holds his LMP2 lead, being passed by a few of the LMP1s. Impressive that he's still able to keep up with them. Have to say that Delta car are looking very, very good, especially with their that driver pairing as well of Ntungwana and now Formula 1 champion Giuseppe Radiantor as well. As we're looking at the number, we are looking at the number 29 Scuderia Ferrari, as he's been tagged by his teammate there, and that's not what Ferrari wants, as Darius Pachalskas is going to go around the outside. Luan is going to do that as well, and Wattenberg, who won last time out, will be absolutely fuming about that, as he's now lost 2 positions due to doings of his teammates. Will not be very, very happy about that, as Darius Pachalskas will be quite back, considering he's up at the 3rd. Hello, Henry.
So what has happened while I was gone?
Tander got damage. I think you were here for Shahin getting that. So Murray is in the theoretical lead of the race, and you just missed.
You what?
Yeah, you just missed Wattenberg lose 2 positions to Luan and Pachalskas. So Pachalskas is up at the podium, and Timon de Jong has actually overtaken both Ferraris here, as they're all stuck behind the GTE traffic here. It is. This circuit really isn't the best with traffic, because Luan gets past Del Penne, and that is going to promote him up into 3rd then. De Jong gets past, Imran is going to try and get past as well, and he does so. So no issues there. So we'll see, but it has spread the LMP1 field quite a bit, as Radiantor is in, and I do believe that is a scheduled stop for Giuseppe Radiantor, considering there's no damage on that Delta. Rewinder to see what's happened.
I mean, we possibly got into like the backup someone.
There's no visible damage, or well, there is damage on the car actually.
So much in the nose.
Yeah, so we'll see what's happened here. And I think you may be able to piece together the information here, and Radiantor straight into the back of Dick Speed. And that's provided him with a bit of damage, which is a shame to see. As we're looking at Zarmir Imran chasing down Timon de Jong P4 at the moment, heading into the final quarter. Got a very good run from the 2nd to last one, but he's not going to be able to do anything heading through Foster's corner as a bit. Down into turn number 1. Ooh, he's going to have a look to the inside, but there was no space there. Backed out of it in the final moment, as both of these guys approach traffic, and Luan is not enjoying himself behind the Scuderia Moreira of Ricky Vandersen, as De Jong is going to cut past into 3rd, and yeah, it is absolute
chaos.
Yeah, absolute chaos here when it comes to GTE traffic. And Cuestas and De Jong, oh, there's a bit of bodywork flying. I think that was Nguena, as De Jong, I think, does he have a mechanical failure? What's going on with Timon De Jong? He's slowing. I think De Jong might be out of it. That is the championship leader, who I think might have some sort of failure. And yeah, he's pulling over to one side. Timon De Jong is out of the 300 kilometers of Adelaide, and the man, oh dear, oh my goodness. Major accident, and oh, it is, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Huge accident, and it's just getting all worse. Absolute chaos through the chicane, and Timon De Jong, the championship leader, retires in an absolutely spectacular way.
Montoya. That's just stupid, honestly.
And what was Montoya? Yeah, what was Montoya doing? So he drove
that has to be a race ban, if not a season ban, in my opinion.
So Montoya, this is in slow motion. He just decided to turn in. I don't know for what reason, and everything just kicked off. Bettis tried to re-enter. He hit Chetin Kaya, and De Jong got turned. There's Emil von Nordkrantz hitting Alois Brauna, but we've got to get, because I think Bettes spun because he had no front grip, and he hit the wall. One of the, I think that's Brauna was involved in it, who was hit by Emil von Nordkrantz, and De Jong his car was rolling over. Spectacular accident and really, really scary as well. De Jong's car up in smoke. FG's got damage as well in all this. Rodney Rakus is there as well. But yeah, very, very scary accident. And it really, really goes to show that things do happen quickly. And the verdict on Inigo Montoya will be taken after the race. So we're going to see what happens as Ratko Betes, who's barely driving a car at the moment, trying to make his way to the pit lane. And oh, there's someone off. I think that's one of the Ninas Porsche cars, I do believe. We're going to see who that was, who went straight on. That's Emil von Nordkrantz, the other Nordkrantz brother, and the other Ninas car involved in an accident. I don't know what happened here, but it's a failure of some sort, but it just went straight on into the Kettleville hairpin. That's a very bizarre accident. The Ninas Porsche Racing Team, who obviously haven't had the greatest of seasons so far, been majorly off the pace. The one we just saw there, who was damaged, not doing too well. As we look at Nico Ronkas, who I believe is leading GTE at the moment. As we're seeing a lot of the guys, especially the LMP2s in the pit lane. As we're looking at Hussein Chetinka, who I think had damage from all that as well. As we're now looking at the race leader for Porsche Penske Motorsport, making them proud, Joseph Murray, the Formula 1 world champion, doing very, very well. As Sofia Ankodinova in second. Darius Petrauskas in third, will get past Giuseppe Stella. And now on board with Matthew Wattenberg. Oh, getting a bit out of shape, but that's Petrauskas. And Petrauskas in the barrier, he's gone way off. What on earth happened while we weren't looking? Another driver caught by a very, very bizarre incident. So this was on Stella. He gets past Stella, no problem. And then into the final corner, just goes completely off. And I have no idea what happens there for Darius, but maybe it was a lockup or the brakes just going. I don't know what it was, but that's gonna send him way out of the podium and down into 9th. That is a really, really bizarre accident for Darius Petrauskas. And look at this, he's got absolutely no grip. He's gonna cut across the entirety of the first chicane, and I don't know what on earth happened to the Scuderia Cameron Glickenhaus car.
It's pretty. I suppose it's just some sort of like brake issue. Either that or just locked up. I don't think it's something very major, but at the same time, it should be something that the team should look for.
Yeah, it is a bit of a shame to see what is
Joseph
happening.
Murray still leads the race.
Yeah, Murray's doing very well for himself. Behind is, who I believe is lap, is Sierra Knox.
We just have to see how long the Porsche lasts.
Yeah. In second though is Sofia Ankodinova, the pit lane. I believe this is the scheduled stop. So this is what feels like the first scheduled stop.
And that might actually help Petrauskas a bit, considering he got the damage during the scheduled pit stop time.
And that is Imran with damage, breaking the first rule. And absolutely, Radiantor is massively lucky there to not be collected by Imran, but that is incredibly dangerous. My goodness. But I guess it was a bit of a panic state for the Canadian. This is going to send him down to P4. As Matthew Wattenberg, his teammate, will be promoted into P3 now. Ferrari, I have to say, Henry. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Jesus.
And that's Radiantor. With a bit of damage, to say the least. Bit of pit lane shenanigans going on. but we'll see what happens here.
Is the Ginetta big box difference?
What? And that is R Factor being R Factor, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing we can do with that.
Welcome to R Factor.
As Langa Horigome, a man we haven't really talked about much in this race, comes into the
just has been racing, honestly.
Ankudinova was affected by all that, all the mess, as Hussein Chetinkai and the Algarve Pro Racing car comes out of the pit lane in 25. Honest work as we're looking at Khalid Shahid getting past the Banner Sem. And that is Rob Sekobula. That's the lone Turismo Autosport in the wall. Just as Trumero Ntungwana binded at that corner, he's done it, and he's out. He's out. And I do believe it's just a simple mistake into the corner, and he's gone straight on into the barrier. Yep, boom, and he is out. That's a massive shame for Sekobula. As the race will carry on, there's Dick Speed getting past Ari Soilu. Dick Speed is currently running P6. I didn't think I'd say this, but Porsche Penske are not doing too bad at the moment. I don't mean to jinx them, but I have to say
you know how it works, man.
Yeah, I shouldn't really say anything. I have a really bad. As Murray currently in P1, there's Wattenberg in P2 at the moment. As Ankudinova had her pit lane problems.
Nick Tanner already in the top 10. That's quite the comeback from the damage earlier.
Yeah.
Which to be fair, considering the amount of cars that always get damaged, it's nothing too impressive at the same time.
Yeah, indeed. As Common Questas is running in third, that is actually quite interesting. We haven't seen much of him either, but he's climbed his way through the order, and he is currently running in P3.
The BMW is doing a kind of silent race, if we ignore the crash shenanigans, of course.
Yeah, they had their issues in the first few laps, but I think they've got it sorted now that the field is spreading apart. As we're looking at the battle for P5 between the two Porsche Penskes, it's Speed versus Reaper. We're gonna fight against each other. Speed trying to find the opportunity to get past through the chicane. He does slow himself down a bit, and that's gonna invite Ulkem Doptar to the battle, as things are gonna get interesting heading into the hairpin now. As we do know, the Porsche Penske isn't the best machine down the straights.
But at the same time, so isn't the Zai.
Yeah, the Zai.
They really messed up the cars this season. No, wait,
Ooh, and that's gonna be Speed, and that's Luan. Luan and Brown are off. There's yet an pin. Luan was in the wall, so was Brown up. So we're gonna see what happened here to the Rebellion LMP2. Goes to the inside of the GTE. So
I think I know what happened.
Oh, and he just went straight on.
But
I don't know what it is.
What's happened to Luan? That's what.
Big question is obviously what happened to Luan here, as he's lost basically everything there. Looks like to be a poor re-entry, but and Petrauskas straight into the. Or was that?
What was that? Randy?
No, that was
Randy Jantor.
That was Randy Jantor. Just completely piles into Petrauskas and Alex Luan. That is a major accident. And Braunau, I think he maybe saw the yellows and just got panicked and just slid straight off. Still very, very bizarre. But yeah, Braunau will rejoin in P39 overall, as he is trying to unlap himself from the two LMP1s, something I really wouldn't recommend doing, as there's Rikke Werner sent to the inside line of Svoboda, bit of GTE racing action, which we haven't seen much of, but Werner Sen will get past Svoboda in the prototype technology. Here's the car.
What the like? What the? Well, I think I just called the Corvette a
Oh,
Cadillac. I
wait,
think I'm
that's
not good.
Bettes. I think Bettes was pulled over to one side. I think there might be some mechanical failure for Ratko Bettes, I do believe. And yeah, there he is. And he's facing the wrong way even. That is a very, very bizarre accident. Oh my goodness. And so Luan, oh yeah, so this is Luan and Brown now are the culprits again. And Bettes doesn't, I don't know if he's trying to come into the pit and doesn't know what to do, but he goes over the back of Brownell and flips the car over.
Yeah, he just kind of had nowhere to go at that point.
Yeah. But Luan, I have to say, oh, that Ferrari is looking absolutely beat. Yeah.
Nice engine.
I think it was just a miscommunication from the drivers which led to this. Bettes was unfortunately involved in all of that, but there's definitely going to be reprimands handed out for this. But yeah, major accident for Ratko Bettes, very, very scary. But that is going to put the number 998 Caio Bettes racing car out of the 300 kilometers of Adelaide. As we're on board with, I do think this is one of the
Arisoilu.
Yeah, that's Arisoilu in the Zai GTE, who is chasing down Caio behind for what I believe is second in class.
Probably.
And for the incidents that happened, Giuseppe Radiantro has received a 10-second time penalty, and Ulken Doptar has also been awarded a 10-second time penalty for his antics. So a lot of penalties being dished out already. We're looking at speed, getting past Montoya. There's Cuestas battling away with Morton O'Connor. Yeah, hopefully we won't have any more accidents, as Cuestas will be lapping the Rebellion LMP2 of Alois Braunau, so hopefully things should be going okay.
Oh, gearbox failure.
Oh no, oh yeah, that's a gearbox failure for
the BMW is out.
BMW. That's gonna be a double DNF for BMW Crown Racing here at Adelaide. That is major news for them, as Cromwell Cuestas is stuck in third gear and he's gonna have to pull over to one side and park it safely. Hopefully we won't see the Young style parking job now, but massive shame for Cuestas, as oh my goodness, and he's pushed Radiantro out of the way. That's dirty, but that's gonna leave Radiantro with damage. And yeah, he's gonna come into the pits and he's gonna park it there. Massive shame for Cromwell Cuestas.
Oh,
and that's the speed.
And that's the engine absolutely exploded.
Big shame, but was he? I think his car was put the right side up, and I think it was like a crash somewhere. Or I might have seen one, but I felt like I saw his car resetting into place. Either way, I think, yeah, here comes the failure, and he's just coasting. I just come.
Oh, he just
what?
stops. He just completely stops.
What is he doing? That is. He just parks it on the racing line. That is something not do. That is really dangerous. And he just continues. And there's Ulken Doptar, who tries to get past it and flips
him.
Yeah.
I mean, at least thanks to Ulken Doptar for clearing up the mess.
Yeah, but that is really not nice from Dick Speed, but that's gonna put one of the Porsche Penske's out, as Doptar's gonna have damage as well. Tander in P7. You were right, Henry. He's doing quite an honest work at the moment.
Same.
Shines in the pit lane. We are there in the background, I think, is Knox getting past Soilu. We're on with the Polski as Tumen Toft is gonna breeze his way past Muvondo and Nguena, as Daniel Ward is gonna send one to the inside line of Knox in the much quicker LMP1.
Is Torben Toft left?
I do believe he is, as Nguena's gonna get past Wilhelm. No problem there. As Ari Soilu's in that little train as well. Another really interesting thing is, especially about LMP1, is that the lead seems to have quieted down a bit. I mean, we had Tander lead, and then he got caught out, and Murray, I believe, is still in the race lead, if I'm not mistaken.
Look at the DNFs.
Yeah, it is a lot of them right now.
But I mean, surprisingly, there's not as much chaos as I thought there would be, considering it's like a street circuit.
Yeah, it has calmed down a bit now with the incidents, but yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen. As speaking of, Zarmir Imran absolutely pushes Kyle Wilhelm out of the way. That is not a good example. Yeah.
He has no chill.
It's not a good example of LMP and GTE cooperation that I was talking about earlier.
His Quested. Oh yeah, I was gonna say Quested was out. Yeah. For a second, I got scared.
Look at Murray, who laps Stella. Petrauskas is gonna try it as well. Does get past. See, Emil von Nordchans coming into the pit lane. As Kerai Kyoto, who is running a very good P5 at the moment, is gonna lap Nico Ronkas.
I swear, every time I see the front of this car, I always think it's damaged, but like, it's it's so weird.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. As yellow flags, what has happened? Looking around. Oh, and that's
Ronkas.
Big.
That's gonna be huge.
Yeah, that is the man who obviously won in Montreal. Nico Ronkas is out, I do believe. That's a GT leader as well. That is major. And straight into the tire barrier, and he's out. That is a huge accident for Nico Ronkas, and a very it's an accident not very like him either.
I mean, we all know that Ronkas is at the same time not the luckiest driver. About 2.4 hours flashbacks.
Yeah, he is. Nico Ronkas, fantastic driver in champions of many different GT series. As that's Langa Horigome, and Horigome has been there, it looks like. And he is out. So what has happened?
Did he get
that? Looks like a failure, but he's parking very, very oddly. This is passing Van on track into the chicane.
Yeah, his engine just died.
Yeah, the engine just goes. Big shame.
British engineering. The finest of such.
Yeah. As the race carries on, but massive shame for Gus. Kurdistan Racing Team will be one man short of the deny of the race lead. As Luwan tries to get past Vanners, and that's not how you. As he eventually does get past, but not just the Dane out of her way. As looking at an LMP2 battle there, I think you're saying Chetting.
Who's the leader at LMP2?
LMP2 leader should be.
Yes, it has to be one of the The deltas,
I'm not
right?
sure, because last time we checked it was...
Oh!
Oh my goodness!
And
Major
that's
accident! That's O'Connor. That
um
is a massive crash for Morton O'Connor. Let's see what happened. He's running in P3. That's how he shot in up there. Oh, just completely misjudges it. Taps the back of Shahin. Vandersen gets collected by Vandersen and just flips over. Wow.
that's one of the the sad thing was that he was fighting for the podium. Oh, that's Ankudinova.
Ankudinova is off the racing track. What has
So,
happened?
so much.
Oh
things.
my goodness! Oh my god, that is a huge crash for Ankudinova. One simple error over the curb just launches the car. She came in way too hot.
Yeah, these curves at Adelaide are no joke.
Yeah, that was way too much speed she was carrying though. She's never gonna make the corner. But this is the price she's gonna have to pay. But that is a hell of an accident for Sofia Ankudinova. And your LMP2 leader, we're looking at him right now, David Ragano for Algarve Pro Racing. Very, very good to see that they're finally up there. As Ankudinova still stuck.
He's still there.
Yeah. Not going too well for the Ukrainian.
Or rebellion in general.
Yeah, no, it just hasn't been Rebellion's race, I have to say.
First it was Cayman, now it's Ankudinova. Where actually is the third Rebellion? I swear I haven't seen it the entire.
There isn't a third Rebellion, there are two cars. Oh!
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 Did you
Sofia
get
Ankudinova.
She might be out, actually, no, never mind.
I think she should take up a career in Dakar after she's done MMS F1, because those are some impressive navigation skills, as Sofia Ankudinova has made it back on. I cannot. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
The driver in the history of MMS. Oh, that's Raki's up as well.
Rakus is in the wall. That is incredible. Oh, Ulken Doppler's out. We're gonna go back to the action. Ulken Doppler is out, and I do believe that is a mechanical failure. I can't. And oh my goodness!
Look at them.
Yeah, that is absolutely caved in. What has happened to Doppler? And I think he is stuck in first. I do believe, and yeah, it's a gearbox failure.
Why is the roof like that? Whereas was that because of the?
Could have been. And here's what happened to Rodney Rakus. Scuderia Vincenzo Ferrari. It's gonna be a double DNF for the Ferrari factory GTE team, and just hits at a side that dislodges the tire. Big shame for the Formula 1 race winner.
Murray is into the pits as well.
Petauskas! And he's into the wall. Oh, Darius, watch out. And
not the best.
Ward, and Ward tipped him over.
Not the best day for SCG.
And he takes Van Damme with him. But that's good. Yeah, it's turning into a bit of a nightmare for SCG as Nox is on the grass. That is a bit weird.
We're on lap 18. Oh my.
Yeah, as Zarmim Imran is trying to do his best Sofia Ankudinova impression, but he is stuck. And what has happened to Zarmim Imran? Oh my goodness. And once again, there's someone coming in too hot. The barrier just tips him over. That's a major, major accident. And Zarmim Imran, as I said, trying to do what Ankudinova could do as well, but there's no gap there. I don't know how... he is trying. No, it's not gonna work, mate. I think he's gonna have to call it quits, unfortunately. But yeah, huge accidents heading into turn 1, I think you should start speaking about more track safety with those curbs. Obviously, I think they're a bit too high for these cars. As we're on board with the race leader, Matthew Wattenberg. Where's Joseph Murray? There he is in P3, so I think he's made a stop. So we'll see. And Nick Tander is running a very, very impressive second. Bravo! He's doing very, very good for himself. And Wattenberg leading once again for Scuderia Ferrari. So yeah, doing quite good for himself here on lap 20 out of 43. Almost halfway distance past the 300 kilometers of Adelaide. As we're looking at Giuseppe Radillantor as well up ahead, who's going to try to get past Michael van Damme. Radillantor does get past. Wattenberg's going to get past on a straight without issue. So looking at Tander chasing down Imran and Murray. Traffic. As that is Reaper, and Reaper stuck in first. It's another failure for Porsche Penske Motorsports. It's happened again, and Tobias Reaper is slowing. And yeah, through the hairpin, there's Tander and Imran battling with each other, with a quite slow-moving Reaper in the way, but he's trying to get that car to the pit lane as best as he can. There's Al-Hamad. He's gonna get past. Oh! And that's Murray! Murray has hit the back of Al-Hamad, and he's got damage. That is massive for him, and well, something's gone wrong in the pit lane at least. That's the one who hasn't done the most adequate of parking jobs, and he's actually stuck. So that is gonna be one, I do believe, out as well. But 10 seconds for Joseph Murray as well. Either way, this is gonna be really good news.
Hello.
For the man in the race lead. Hello. Murray has damage, so this is going to be pretty good news for the man in the race lead, Matthew Wattenberg, who is going to be leading quite comfortably. Only person might have to worry about Nick Tander if he does hit traffic, and you can see that there is quite a gaggle of cars up ahead.
So I still cannot get over the goddamn Anko Dinova moment.
That was incredible. You missed Darmim Imran trying to do the same thing, so he couldn't succeed with it. As we're looking at the man who is, I believe, at the moment, Giuseppe Stella, on his racing return.
That's quite the debut in GP.
Yeah, he is doing very well on his return.
Same thing for Pearson. They've got quite the debut in their hands.
Yeah, and Stella, as we do know, a Formula 1 race winner. He's doing very, very well at the moment, and we'll see if he's going to be able to retain that race lead. As we're looking at the man who is P2 in class, I believe. Was it P3? I'm not sure. P3 in class is Zdenek Svoboda and the other PTG Pearson car. So Pearson is doing fantastically. Oh yeah, Murray. Look at him trying to get past Svoboda. He had an absolute slide through the chicane. And Pala del Pen for Arabia Racing should be P4 then. So good result for that team at the moment, as we're on board with Kudinova at the moment, P12. Coming in this lap for her scheduled stop. Hopefully shouldn't go as badly as it did previously.
Wait, she's in P3, holy.
Yeah.
The greatest driver in all of LMS.
No, not Juan Kudinova. She's P12 overall, so still a bit of work to do.
Same thing, honestly. Just
There's a bit of bodywork flying. I think that's in
that's
who has hit the back of Van Damme.
it'd be a shame if something was to happen to Rottenberg.
And there is Van Damme, I believe, or it could be Michael. Yes, Michael Macher, chasing down Delalami, who doesn't have a rear splitter, who's been overtaken by Samuel Ace, who doesn't have a front splitter. One thing I do notice about these GTE guys is they never hit for damage. You can see these guys racing without front or rear splitter, and they just continue like it's nothing. And I have to respect it, honestly.
Damage is simply immoral.
I mean, I guess it does slow them down as well, so they could be considered a track hazard. But either way,
But I mean, at the same time, it's still not, I suppose it's not like the biggest difference in the world to actually make them need to stop. And that's Radianter actually in the wall.
yeah, that's got the Yantor in the wall.
Bon dia.
I think we may know how this happened. Yep. Overcooks it on the curb and just into the wall for Giuseppe Radiantor. Big shame.
That's quite a shame for the Delta car. It was doing quite nicely of a race as well. I mean, they were at least at a course for a podium at this point.
Yeah,
And Yap is out.
that's gonna be Radiantor out of the race.
Oh. Our factor moment.
Yep.
Can't you like boot out Radiantor or something?
No, you can't do it in a race session.
Oh, I mean, that actually makes a lot of sense, but at the same time, it sucks.
Oh goodness, yeah, it's lagging a bit.
Might have to red flag.
It is lagging quite heavily.
Yup, red flag moment.
I don't know, either we get a red flag or we get a
see Wolfine before he commits suicide.
Either we get a red flag or we get a restart.
Do you want to suffer to another 21 laps?
So
I mean,
good
I guess we could like speed up until lap 21. Yes, got an idea.
Okay, we're gonna try and resolve this. Okay, official message. It is a red flag. Half points will be awarded for the race, so we will be able to continue.
And that's a win for Matthew Wattenberg. That's a second win in a row.
That is Matthew Wattenberg's second race win. Congratulations to Matthew Wattenberg for winning.
And Porsche Penske in second. Oh, what a race by Joseph Murray.
Yeah. Radiantor will be counted as P23. LMP2 race winner will be David Oragano for Algarve Pro Racing.
In the P10, it's in the top 10. That's quite a race for Algarve Pro Racing. But they continue their struggles within the season. I think it's quite a result for the Portuguese.
And the GT race winner on his and his team's debut, it is Giuseppe Stella for Prototype Technology Group Pearson.
All of the best leaders are within the top 10 as well. That's quite amazing. With that, I mean, that also proves the fact that the race has been a crash fest, but we ignore that fact here. Double top 5 for Glickenhaus as well, and I think that's about it in this race, honestly.
Yeah. We'll get to the results then. So Matthew Wattenberg wins it in LMP1, and well, I did already say the winners. So, but yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to round it off. Nothing we can.
Oh yeah, the Montoya incident will be looked at after the race.
Yeah. Nothing we can do though at the moment. We're sorry, but this is just how things happen sometimes. But yeah, next round of LMS will be round number 4 or number 5, the twin 100-kilometer Donington double at Donington Park.
El Clásico.
Yeah, El Clásico, I guess you could call it. Make sure to not miss that. LMSPC will be on next week with ready and sorted for its race here at Adelaide, so make sure to not miss that. But yeah, until then, I have been Miran.
And I've been Henry.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to be safe on the roads and wear your seatbelt. And goodbye.
Unless your name is Mihail. Good.